It's crazy to think how many people have experienced such immense loss in the last year. I go live almost 4 or 5 days a week and we read from Neville Goddard, and we're almost done with almost his entire collection of works. And when we're talking in the comments, there are so many people that can totally relate with the experience that I've had the last year of just losing a lot of people. And I think it's because we're moving up into this 5D ascension and the 3D is splitting, and we quite literally have to split in our micro lives, in our personal lives. But I digress. I have had so many people in the comment section of this read relating with this experience. And it's so great to have not only people around you that understand, that have gone through the same thing so you don't feel like you're alone, but also to be reading Neville Goddard and how he talks about how we can deal with difficult people, how we can deal with loss. And just what we're reading happens to coincide with so many of us experiencing this loss. So if you've experienced loss in the last year, you are not alone. It is happening on a collective level. And how we can deal with that is all in our beliefs about it. Because as I'm learning reading Neville Goddard, our beliefs create our 3D reality, and emotions and feelings create beliefs, assigning meaning to certain emotions. So what I did when I first started to lose people was I would go the old way that I'd always done and turn it on myself. As a kid, I learned to internalize everything and blame myself so that I could survive. So I would blame myself for people's bad behavior. And I decided that when friends took themselves out of my life dramatically and abruptly, I was not going to do the old pattern of blaming myself and creating a belief system that I was not worthy of love. I was going to do a new thing. I was going to imagine new for myself, which, as Neville Goddard says, we must imagine better than the best we know. So we cannot imagine as we're creating meaning around things based on old patterns, based on old identities and things that need healing. We have to imagine better than the best we know. And that's why it often is about Delulu is the Salulu. That's why we often have to be delusional, because we are thinking in a way that we've never thought before. But I reframed those people taking themselves out as, I am growing, I'm evolving, I'm leveling up, I'm making space for my soul tribe. I'm calling in relationships that I resonate with better, that feed my soul in a more intentional way. And I need to create space in my life to call that in. And so I reframed it from, I'm unlovable, I did something wrong to these people, to, I am leveling up, the best is yet to come, I'm calling in my soul tribe. And as I created that belief and felt all the feelings around that belief and imagined what that was going to feel like, lived in the end, as he calls it. So lived in the end of having it, having an abundance of love, having an abundance of acceptance, having positivity all around me. And I created and cultivated those feelings. Living in the end, it made that experience of losing people so much more of a positive experience because I reframed it as such. And it takes practice. There were times where I was down. There were times where I felt emotions of sadness and loss. But the difference was I did not attach to those emotions. I did not create a meaning around them. I did not create a belief. I tried as much as I could to allow the emotions to pass through, to work through and move through the emotions without getting attached to them, without creating meaning, staying neutral, as Neville Goddard calls it, so that no meaning or attachments were created around them. I just let the emotions pass, and then when I could get to a higher vibe feeling of knowing my soul tribe was coming in, knowing that this was creating space for that, then I would cling to that and imagine from that. So I hope this helps for anyone that's experiencing loss this holiday season and is feeling the loss and feeling the sting of the loss. It's all about how you reframe it, and it's all about how you create meaning around what happened and try to create a positive meaning and imagine from that place.